Let's see if everything's working now, shall we? Sorry guys, I really do apologize, ladies and gentlemen, as I am just sorting out this issue, and unfortunately I can't make changes on my settings unless the stream is shut down. So my software is giving me some really big issues here, so I apologize to everybody for the restarts. It's still dropping frames. I really don't know what's going on. Oh boy. Streamer problems, ladies and gentlemen. I got new internet. We got some upgraded internet here in the house a couple weeks ago, and ever since we got this internet, man, it has not worked worth a crap. For my stream. Oh boy. I don't know if we're going to be able to stream this today, ladies and gentlemen. I'm having some serious issues here with my computer. Alright, so it looks like Doug's in first currently, Top is in second, Ben is in third, Hairraiser's in fourth, Ibra's in fifth, Trone's in sixth, Superhero is in seventh, Type R is in eighth. They've made a car change to the Aston Martin. We got Benjo in the Renault in ninth. We've got Lone Ghost, I believe that says. In 10th, Hannah's sitting in 11th in that Ferrari. So we are going to continue on here, guys. I'm going to keep monitoring the stream and pray to God that it sorts itself out. It does look like it's starting to settle down here. So we are at race start, ladies and gentlemen, and we are monitoring the stream, so hopefully everything's sorted here. Looks like it's starting to settle down, ladies and gentlemen. So let's get on with our race here. We are green and we are ready to go. 90 minutes of St Croix C, ladies and gentlemen. These are going to be some long laps in these Group 4 cars. We're looking at about 3 minutes 40 seconds, maybe 3 minutes 50 seconds. I wasn't paying attention to times of qualifying because I was having issues with the stream, but I think everything's going now, ladies and gentlemen. So let's get to racing. So we have Doug and Tap making side-by-side coming through corner one. All the drivers looking like we got through corner one. So a good start to the race here as we have Doug in the lead. Corner one is very tricky on cold tires, ladies and gentlemen, as the car doesn't want to turn in quite as reactively. And with this many cars grouped up going into corner one, that was a really great job by all the drivers here. So Ben is in the lead here at the moment in first place with Doug in second. Ooh, Doug going a little bit squirrely, so Tap might be able to get a move done. I see some brake smoke off in the background. A little bit of contact between Ben and Doug there as well. But both cars still on track. Doug now has the lead as well. We don't have Boo in the race tonight, ladies and gentlemen, as Boo does have some matters that he's attending to in real life. So an opportunity for some of these drivers to gain some points on Boo Fushidara today here as well, moving into round 7. So really great opportunity for some of these drivers here to really take advantage of some points. We have Tap here in third. We've got Hairraiser in fourth place. We've got Type R in 5th, and he's being pressured by Superhero in that Corvette. Now, Type R and Happy Pappy making a car change from Renault to Aston Martin most recently. Not very happy with the Renaults for the tracks this series, so opting to make a car swap. So we see Superhero getting that position on Type R. We see Benjo here in 7th place. Just a huge shout out to Icer Benjo, ladies and gentlemen. He is literally a last-second addition to the race here today, coming in all the way from Australia and bringing another one of the group's drivers with him as well. And Icer Benjo is head of Icer Racing Group, ladies and gentlemen. So really glad to see him here. Massive shout out to Benjo for coming in and looking good here early on in the race, as we do see Ibra potentially taking a look to get a move done on Benjo in that Renault there. But Benjo looking like he's really comfortable in that car here today. So fantastic stuff. We like to see people looking racy, and these guys are looking racy. So we do have Trone in that Toyota 86 sitting in 9th place. We've got Lone Ghost here in the Jag sitting in 10th place. So nice to see Team Jag on track here today. We have PLE Hannah rounding out our field here as well in 11th place. And again, another driver that came in absolutely last second here today to jump into the race just to get some more drivers on track here today. So massive shout out to Icer Benjo and PLE Hannah for coming into the race today. And I look forward to see what they got. Yes, goes a bit choppy, but can see it is starting to settle down now. It's starting to look really good here now. I think I sorted the problem. We're still getting a few drop frames periodically, but it is looking much better now. Alright. Hey, new winner this week. Boo had an operation, so he had to miss today's race. Boo says, do nothing, just do your thing. Razor to win. Quiet Bar. All the love to the newbies, to the league. Absolutely, Jeremy. Love to see that. Hope everybody's having a fantastic day as well. And we'll do our best to control the spam that seems to be popping in everybody's YouTube chats here this most recently as well. So don't press on any links that are not posted by GTRC administration staff, ladies and gentlemen, as 9 times out of 10 they will hack your system. So just don't press on them. Don't press on them. So Hellraiser in 4th, and we've seen Superhero go really wide there. Coming through corner 1. Let's go take a look at that again. So he's just coming around the bend here. Line looks pretty good. He just didn't seem like he moved over enough to get to the braking point, and ooh, just clipped the wall. Really great job by Superhero there to not fully wreck his car there. Managed just to clip that wall there. Not lose a whole lot of speed, so good job by Superhero there to keep himself semi out of trouble anyways for today. So we got Ibra here in the other Corvette now, starting to gain some time on Team Corvette Superhero here. Type R in that beautiful looking Aston Martin Gas Monkey garage on that. It looks really good, actually. Great job by the livery designer here for that Aston Martin. It looks really good. We'll have to get a better shot of it when he hits pit lane to do a pit stop. So we got Trone now starting to put pressure on Type R here as well. Oh yeah, for sure. There we go, guys. Oops. My mistake. Damage to Superhero. No, he got off without getting damaged there. He did just kind of only clip the rear end, so as I said, really fortunate there, as we just did see another driver with damage. We got Doug here in the lead. A little bit of a gap now, 1.5 seconds. We got Eric, or Ben here, aka Ben. We're calling him Ben now because that's easier to say. In second place with Tap, literally up in his slipstream. Gonna make a move. I was just gonna wonder if these guys were gonna work together a little bit to catch up to Doug, but Tap didn't have the speed to get around that Lexus there, so he's just gonna tuck back into the slipstream here. And I mean, in all honesty, this early on in the race, you don't want to let that P1 guy get away from you. These two really should be working together to catch back up to Doug and not let P1 get too far away here, in my opinion. I am just a commentator. What do I know? I'm just a guy that yells at everybody. No, I'm kidding. St Croix C is much of a slipstream style race. You definitely don't want to be driving alone on this racetrack for too long, as any drivers that are working or 2 or 3 in tandem, nose to tail, will 100% gain time on you around this racetrack, and gain time quickly, because St Croix C is made up of a lot of high-speed sections, and bum drafting is the way to go in this race. So we'll have to see if the drivers start to work together a little bit as the race progresses here, as the drivers potentially start to space out a little bit here. Fair enough, fair enough, fair enough. But that Lexus is looking very strong at the moment, doing a pretty good job of holding off. Superhero Tap had an incident. Let's see if we can catch it. I missed it because I was busy looking at chat. Oh yeah, there we go. So Ben was on the Tap was on the outside. Oh, he got into the grass. He did a pretty good job to not really full send it into the wall there, but oh, Tap's in trouble, ladies and gentlemen. Tap has a crazy amount of damage on that race car. He's got full front aero with left suspension and full rear aero with right hand suspension. So Tap is in a bad way here. He's gonna have to pit to fix that damage. He's gonna lose way too much time on track if he doesn't. Really unfortunate for Tap there, as now Doug and Eric's, or Ben, aka Ben, are here for P1 and P2. We see Hair Razor just off in the background here in third place is that Ferrari. We know Hair Razor's got some pace, so we'll have to see how his race develops now moving forward. He is sitting in P3 currently with Tap's mistake there. And the two Corvettes here now nose to tail. So is Team Corvette going to work together a little bit here to catch the front pack, or are these guys just going to race each other? Hard to say, as we see Superhero's going really, really deep into his braking points here on St. Croix C, and that is going to really hurt his tires on that car. So not sure if these guys are in a chat together or not, as essentially, quote unquote, these guys are teammates driving for Team Corvette. But again, these drivers are also driving for individual points. Oh, and Superhero again getting just a little bit into the sand there. Did a really good job not to completely lose the Corvette there. But boy, oh boy, Superhero is playing a very, very dangerous game of flirting with these track limits here early on in the races. We're only in lap 3. This is probably going to be approximately about a 31, maybe 32 lap race today with the Group 4 cars here. So Superhero just needs to settle down a little bit here, find his rhythm, and let Ibra maybe get caught up a little bit here and get a little bit of teamwork going, these two, and they will be able to catch that front pack within maybe 3-4 laps if these guys really do tuck into each other and start working together. But Ibra's losing a little bit of pace there. So Tyrone Kobe now up in 6th with these Toyota 86 here, and Team Toyota has been really strong in the standings early on this season, obviously because Team Toyota does have Boo as one of the drivers for Team Toyota, and Boo has won every race so far this season. So Trone is the only Toyota driver here today, so it is all up to Trone to continue making those points gain for Team Toyota here, as Boo isn't in the race due to a medical procedure that's been scheduled for some time now. So thoughts always going out to our friends who are going under the knife a little bit, and hope everything's okay, and I look forward to hearing from them soon. So we got Type R doing really well in the Aston here, and we did see throughout the first 6 rounds of the season, we did see Type R and Happy Pappy struggling with pace with those Renaults. So again, that's why they opted to move over to the Aston Martin, and definitely looking like enjoying the pace in that Aston Martin a lot better, although he does have front aero damage. Now, in the Group 4 cars, the damage not necessarily affected as much as, say, a Group 3 car would be, or definitely they're much faster brothers and sisters to Group 2 and Group 1 cars. But on a track of this length where top speed really does factor in, it does affect the top end of these cars, and a little bit in their acceleration, as well as they're not getting down to the ground quite as tight on that traction. So it is going to affect these cars a little tiny bit. You probably see these guys lose about a second off the pace per lap now with that damage. Really unfortunate to see this Type R has damage there. We see Benjo here doing pretty well here in 8th place, as well as he's got Tap now trying to catch up. We see Benjo with some rear aero and suspension damage here on that Renault as well, and that's not going to be the best thing for this Renault, as again, it's not the best car in a straight line. So you see Tap is trying to get around Benjo there, but Benjo's doing a really good job at actually defending that line there, as you see him just cutting off Tap's move there a little bit earlier. So let's stick with these two for a minute. And good job by Tap there to get around Benjo on the inside of that corner. Nice, clean, quick move, but oh, and Benjo's going low. Ooh. Benjo caught an invisible chunk of wall there after initial contact, and now he's got some aero damage on the front there as well. So really unfortunate for Benjo. We've got Lone Ghost sitting in 10th in that Jag, and we have PLE Hannah right on the backside. Ooh, was following his line. Hold on to it, hold on to it. Great job by Hannah to get control of that Ferrari. And let's just take a quick look at that again, as that is some serious driver skill right there, ladies and gentlemen, to pull a car out of a high-speed spin like that. 95-mile-an-hour spin, get back onto the racetrack and snap that car back and keep it out of the other wall. Really great job by Hannah there, avoiding further damage into her Ferrari there as well. So massive shout-out to Hannah there. Really great job to keep that Ferrari. And we've seen Lone Ghost make a mistake, so Hannah's actually going to grab that position. Oh, dirty tires. Both cars suffering from dirty tires. Get it together, guys. You got this. You got this. Keep going, Ghost. Keep going, brother. Don't give up. Don't give up. Keep going, buddy. Keep going. The pits are right there, my guy. Get that fixed. Get back on track. You got this, brother. Oh, no. Ghost finally said he's had enough. All right, so we're down to 10 drivers, ladies and gentlemen. Really unfortunate. So Ghost has opted to retire from the race here today. Struggling. And really unfortunate to see, but that is all right. We still have 10 drivers on track here. So we do have Doug here in first place. That Ferrari does look great, doesn't it? These drivers are quite smart, so we'll definitely have to see how the strategies are going to play out. You guys have great points in the chat here over on GTRC YouTube here today. Danger for Tap. Lucky, no engine damage. I agree. The Razor has damage. Save fuel and clear air and double the tire stint to make up for the time loss. Very good point. And the Ferrari does look great. Are we talking about PLE's Ferrari here? Hannah's Ferrari does look really good. I'm actually really glad that I finally get to see Hannah on track. Again, she does have a Twitch page. She might be streaming right now. She might not, because this was literally legit last second. But it is Hannah at Twitch TV, I believe. So if you want to check out the race from her point of view, if she is live, feel free to absolutely go over and check it out. Say hi from the GTRC group. And again, just really fantastic to finally see her on track, as she is a pretty good racer, to the best of my understanding. So we got a little bit of a gap now between our leader and second place is Ben here. About a 5-second gap, Doug's now opened up on that Lexus. And then we have approximately a 4-second gap between our third place driver, Hairraiser, and Ben. And Hairraiser does have damage, as Bar was pointing out in chat there just a couple seconds ago. So actually, Hairraiser's doing a pretty good job with rear aero damage and suspension damage on this car. So after these drivers make their first round of pit stops, they're definitely going to want to be a little more on point with their lines around St. Croix. When you really get the rhythm of this racetrack, right, it is a lot of fun, this racetrack, but you really do need to flirt with the track limits to really maximize the absolute best exit speeds out of the corners on this racetrack. And if you get it just a little bit wrong, boy oh boy, this track can make you pay. And we have seen it a couple times already tonight, as we see Superhero going really wide there. He's probably going to get a penalty picked up for that. He's just going to jump right into the pits. So we do have Hairraiser and Superhero going into the pits here. So let's jump in with Hairraiser. We got to get that beautiful livery shot. We had another driver that was interested too, but it was just short time. It's all good. We'll respond back to him after the race. Alright, so Hairraiser coming out in 6th place. We meant to give Type R, not Type R, we meant to give Superhero a good livery shot there too. We'll have to wait for his next pit. And Lone Ghost coming in, maybe looking like he might have had actually a bit of a technical difficulty there. We'll have to, obviously we'll let the race officials sort that out at the end of the race, as that's their job, obviously, to sort out things like disconnects and drivers just leaving the racetrack, etc., etc. So we won't speculate any further on that. We got Ibra now taking over third place here in his Corvette. He's got some front aero damage as well, so we are seeing a lot of drivers with damage here. So Doug has had a clean race up to this point as far as damage goes, and clearly he's enjoying that clear air in that BMW there. And then Ben here as well without damage. Tires looking about the same, and he's got quite a bit of fuel left in that Lexus yet. So I suspect to see these cars remain on track for a little bit longer yet. And Ibra's got decent pace with that damage, so I don't think that he's really going to be in too much of a hurry. Oh, this is so much fun when they come up Bridge Hill. Ooh, you really got to flirt with that wall a little bit to really maximize exit speed again. Great job by Ibra coming around Bridge Hill there. We have Trone, we just missed his Bridge Hill entry. So we got Hair Razor, Tap, and Type R all grouped up in a little bunch here. So let's stick with this little group here and see if anything comes out of it as we're just coming into the bridge entry here. Ooh, and Hair Razor really trying to maximize that. You see Tap probably got the best exit out of the three drivers entering Bridge Hill here. Tap absolutely used every single millimeter of racetrack there to maximize throttle out of exit, and you can see that it paid off for him as he is really gaining on Hair Razor here now. But we do know that Ferrari is absolutely a great car, especially in this GR4 class. That Ferrari is absolutely quick in the corners. And we see that here up against Tap's BMW here right now, as that Ferrari is kind of just slightly edging away in the corners, but now Tap is probably going to start to make some steam back up on the straightaway here. As you see, Hair Razor moving over, trying to break the toe, but Tap's just like, oh, that's no problem, I'll just move over with you. So coming into corner one, let's see if anything happens here for as far as a move goes from Tap. You can see Hair Razor still playing around a little bit, trying to get that toe broken. Sorry, not corner one. We're near the end of the sector here. It's kind of a tricky corner, this one, coming into the final sector of the racetrack here. But really, the exit of that corner really does set up the remainder of the sector here for you. So, again, lots of real high-speed sectors, as you can see on the bottom part of the screen there, ladies and gentlemen, with the throttle and the braking input. You don't see a whole lot of braking from these guys in a lot of these corners. As you just need just a little touch just to get your car to rotate most of the time. So big racetrack, but really fast racetrack, this one. And a really great job by Hair Razor to keep Tap off him here, but Tap is not going to let Hair Razor go. And we see Type R just off in the distance there in 7th place in that Aston Martin, but he is on older tires and fighting some front aero damage there. So we got Superhero now out on some fresh tires. We've got Benjo's now out with a fixed car and some fresh tires as well. And Hannah here still running that car out on this stint here. So see what kind of strategy Hannah's got in store for us here today. And really tough being a last second driver coming in without practice as well. So massive shout out to Benjo and Hannah for coming in today and jumping into the race and just being on track with the boys. Massive shout out to the ICER group and PLE. Major appreciate it. Major appreciate it. Yeah, we'll have to see. Absolutely, we'll get them into the Discord and everything bar, and we'll let them take it from there for sure. I'm just gonna go check on my streaming software, ladies and gentlemen. It does finally look like everything has settled back down. We still have a very small amount of dropped frames, but everything looks to be running much better. Alright, so I'm glad we were able to fix that issue for you guys today so we can get this race out to you guys. I do apologize for the couple of restarts on the stream here today, but yeah, streamer problems, tech issues, it is what it is. Computers are fun when they work great, but when they don't work great, they can really be frustrating. So we've learned to deal with this stuff on the fly as quickly as possible now, so here we are for another, we got 68 minutes, and we've seen Ben getting a little bit wide coming into the corner there, trying to just maybe brake a little bit later to get a better exit there. making a bit of a mistake. As we can see, the front tires on that Lexus are starting to get a little bit worn now. It shouldn't be enough to really warrant greasy tires yet, but they're definitely getting there. And Benjo may have disconnected. We know that Benjo from time to time has a little bit of internet error when joining other people's lobbies, so it looks like Benjo has just had a disconnect there. It doesn't, unfortunately, it doesn't surprise me. And Benjo was doing pretty good there in that Renault, actually, in 9th place. So down to 9 drivers. Really unfortunately, but with esports, you know, that's the E part of the esports here, is the electronic sports. We have drivers racing literally from all around the world, and when you have drivers from all around the world in one lobby, sadly, latency and ping does factor into whether or not a driver can stay connected to a lobby, and or sometimes a person's internet connection just gets a little weak, and you know, just that split second of internet loss of connection would be enough to drop you out of the lobby, unfortunately. So massive respect to Benjo for jumping in, and my guy, I'm so gutted that you weren't able to stay in. Hopefully when you host the lobby later on tonight, we don't have a massive disconnect, but seems like when Benjo hosts, it holds up much better for him. So down to 9 drivers. Doug doing a really great job. He's opened that gap up massively here. He's got almost a 14, sorry, almost an 11-second gap. You know, my TV is huge. I should be able to read that from here. Over Ben in 2nd place here, but we did see Ben make that mistake, so Ben lost probably 3 or 4 seconds in that mistake there, and he's about 9 seconds ahead of our 3rd place driver Ibra in the Corvette. But Drone is absolutely just cruising in that Toyota 86. The tires look phenomenal, and yeah, he's nice and light in that car right now, only sitting on a 1/4 tank of fuel, so he's definitely going to be able to put down some good lap times here. So to see if he can catch Ibra maybe in the next lap or two here. Hairraiser in 5th place. Tap doing a great job in 6th place after a little bit of a wall recovery incident there. Superhero in 7th. Type R is in 8th. He does have some damage there as well still, so he is probably just going to run until the tires ain't holding anymore, until his fuel is close to gone. And then we have Hannah, who's a little bit behind here now, but she hasn't stopped yet either. So keep going, girl. You got this. You got this. So Mr. Doug looking very strong here today, early on in this very long race of 90 minutes today, ladies and gentlemen. So you guys get a bonus. You guys get a bonus 40-minute content today from GTRC Group, so that's fantastic. And then there won't be a broadcast next weekend from these guys, as it is mid-season break. So this will be our final broadcast for GTRC for a couple of weeks. And yeah, really look forward to seeing what the end of the season, the chase for the title, kind of, so to speak, has to bring here at GTRC. As most of these races have been absolutely fantastic races to watch this year. And this one is spreading out a little bit. I did expect that on such a large racetrack, that to see the drivers kind of spread out a little bit. But as pit stops kind of happen, you will start to see these drivers group back up again, as drivers are obviously on different pit strategies here today. So be interesting to see how that develops, as Tyrone Colby is slowly but surely starting to pick away on that gap of Ibra. It was a little over 3 seconds. Now he's got that down to 1.5. So we're going to stick with that shortly here. Hairraiser is 15 seconds behind Trone, but again, Trone hasn't pitched yet either, so let's keep that in mind, as most of these drivers have already. Type R has yet to take a pit. I would assume he's going to come in fairly soon for a pit stop. And Hannah here. Ooh, Hannah having an incident. Poor girl. Full damage there. She'll have to come into the pits, get that car fixed. And again, coming in literally last minute with no practice in the race here today, ladies and gentlemen. So where are we at here on the racetrack? We're coming right around to the final corner of the racetrack here, and if Doug opts to stay out for another lap, we will do an onboard with Doug as he comes around here. And Doug does actually opt to go... Oh. And we are just going to lose that bottom bit of information for you guys. Ooh, his hand up. Oh. Oh, that gave him full damage. Oh, no. So our leader having a really unfortunate incident there. Let's take another look at what happened there. We need to go a little further back. I don't know if we're going to catch the whole thing there. I mean, I don't... That's a tough one to call. She came out of the pits after fixing damage there and just tried to hold her line there, and Doug just clipped her there and got into the wall. So Doug is going to have some engine damage there. That is really unfortunate right at the beginning of the lap too. Oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. That is really, really tough for Doug. Doug's in trouble, yeah, absolutely. Obviously he's going to be under pressure by the whole field here by the end of this lap. It is what it is. It looked like he had plenty of room to get around there. He just made a calculated error when he turned in there and literally just clipped the side of that Ferrari. Really unfortunate for Doug. So we see Doug lose first place there. Maybe he can get into that slipstream and get Ben to help him along a little bit. Oh, poor Doug. I'm gutted for Doug right now. So where's our third place driver here? We'll get that information back up for you guys here as well. There you go. It didn't really seem like he hit the wall all that hard either, so it's really unfortunate to see that he actually got engine damage from that hit. I can definitely understand some aero damage there, but I mean he didn't go head first into the wall too, so a little bit of odd damage in my opinion as far as the game's assessment of damage goes. But it is what it is. There's nothing we can do about it. All we can do is play within the limits of the game, right? So. We'll see how this goes for Doug. I mean, he needed to pit anyways, I suppose, but ooh, we see Ben making contact with the same wall. Now, in my opinion, right there, ladies and gentlemen, Ben didn't hit that wall any more hard than Doug did. Maybe just a little less solid contact there, but I mean, he did clip both the front and back end of the car on the wall there, and he didn't get any damage. So, poor Doug. Poor Doug, poor Doug. So Hair Raiser here. Now Doug did have a pretty large gap on a lot of these drivers, so Doug might still actually come out in an okay position here, but definitely losing P1 here, and he's going to lose a lot of time to P1. Probably about a minute all said and done by the time he's finally able to get that car in the pit lane. Maybe not. Hey, these guys are beating these cars up here at St Croix C today, but you know, I did a GR3 race on this track last Saturday, a 90-minute endurance myself with the GTR was the car I took, and boy oh boy, that was not an easy race. This track is just so unforgiving on these medium tires. So Hair Raiser, where's Doug here compared to Hair Raiser now? Doug is almost to the point where he can get in the pit lane here. You know, a really great job to Doug here. Not just giving up here. He's going to get into the pits. He's going to get his car fixed. And he's going to get himself back on track and get back into this race. So. I mean, he will most likely lose a couple positions having to make his pit stop. We do see Ben making a pit stop here, though, so that's actually going to help Doug out a little bit as far as the gap goes. So that's good news for Doug, seeing that Ben's coming in to make his stop here as well. So whatever that gap is basically right now, 24 seconds between Doug and Ben, should stay the gap. Minus, of course, the damage repair on Doug's car. We're going to call that about a 35-second gap once Doug gets out here. So Hair Raiser is now the leader of our race, coming across ahead of the guys in pit lane. In first place, we've got Tap now in second place. So Tap's done a really good job to make his way back through the field with his early incident early on in the race, having to pit for damage as well. And then we've got Ben here coming out in 3rd place, with Superhero coming out in 4th. Where is Doug? Trone coming out in 5th. We got Ibra in 6th, and Doug comes out all the way in 7th, but he does have a fixed car, a full tank of fuel, and some fresh tires, so we'll be watching for Doug to make up some quick ground here. We got Type R coming in. He's going to finally be able to get his car fixed. And Miss Hannah here coming around to round out the field here today. Pardon me, you guys. So we're just at the start. So let's jump on board with Hair Razor. We're going to do an onboard lap with Hair Razor here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to shut my audio off for a minute. I'm going to have a couple swigs of coffee, get some voice back, and we'll continue on with the race. Alright, so there was an onboard with our current race leader, Hair Razor, in that Group 4 Ferrari. And that was a pretty crazy looking lap there, as you see him get a little bit wide out of the final sector there and hitting the grass a little bit. But that is one of the places in the racetrack where you can kind of throttle your way out of the grass without causing yourself too much issue typically. And we see Hair Razor did manage to do that, as he has no damage on the car there. So moving through the grid here, and we now have Ben and Superhero starting to develop a little bit of a battle here. So let's see what this looks like from Ben's point of view. So this is inside the car. This is basically what Ben's seeing out his review mirror right now, as Superhero is trying to close in on him here. And only 0.4 of a second out, so you can see Superhero is in the slipstream here. Ooh, and we see Ben picking up a half-second penalty here, so that is going to give Superhero a great opportunity here to close the gap up. Oh, my camera's broken. Sorry, oh boy, Superhero. I'm confused, chat. All right, we got the, yeah, there we go. I hit the wrong button. That's why I'm confused, chat. All right. So on board with Superhero here as he's trying to chase down Ben here. So quite a few opportunities essentially to lose a tenth of a second here and there, I guess, off a penalty, but we'll have to see how he handles that. And again, lots of time to bleed that penalty off here today as well. But there is a burn zone here at St Croix C as well, ladies and gentlemen. I don't have the graphic for you because I forgot to upload it today, but as it looks like Ben opted to burn it on the bridge there, then that may be the burn zone. I'm not 100% sure, ladies and gentlemen, but the officials are always looking for that when they do the officiating of the race after the race is done as well. So Superhero now in second place with Ben having to eventually finally get rid of that penalty. So Hairraiser is 11.7 seconds up the road at the moment. We have Superhero 1.4 seconds ahead of Ben after the penalty issue. Ben is just 10 seconds ahead of 9 seconds ahead of Tyrone Colby, who's having a really strong race here in that Toyota 86 today. But he does have Ibra just out the rear window there as well in that Corvette. So Ibra doing a really great job. Again, he's got the windshield wipers on. Maybe having some mechanical issues there in that car, so we'll have to keep our eyes on that. We got Doug now making some serious ground up here. He's in 6th place and only 10 seconds back of Tyrone and Ibra, so Doug is on the charge. I did say that we'll have to keep our eye on him. And Tap in 7th place right there as well, so I guess the biggest question is can these two guys get together at some point before the end of this race here and work together to gain up the rest of that distance? Ideal situation, obviously, for Team BMW there is exactly that. So Type R in the Aston here in 8th place. Teammate away today due to personal obligations. And PLE Hannah here in 9th place as we see Tyrone Colby and Ibra now coming up on her here. Ooh, Tyrone getting a little bit wide there, managed to keep it together. Hannah's gonna get out of the way. She's just kind of slowing down. She's trying to let these guys go. So Tyrone is through. She's back on the gas. She'll wait till Ibra gets a little bit closer, and then she'll probably give him optimal line, and that's what she's doing right there. She's pulled over. Definitely doesn't need to pull off the racetrack there, in my opinion. Great job by Hannah to get out of the way of the 4th and 5th place drivers. The one thing I noticed the most in Gran Turismo Sport, ladies and gentlemen, especially in league racing, I mean, obviously there's always going to be a few drivers that are a little bit faster than the rest of the field. That's the way it is in every league. That changes from week to week depending on the track and how the car handles each racetrack, obviously. But for the most part, there's always those 2 or 3 or 4 drivers in every league that are, you know, just super, super consistent. They've got really great pace. And, you know, the biggest thing I always, in the leagues that I compete in, you know, when we're doing driver debriefings and such like that, you know, we always really try to hammer home that it's important to the lap traffic or back markers, quote unquote, depends how you like to call it, not to ruin their races, allowing lead traffic to go through. Like, I mean, if you're going through a corner, hold your racing line, get through your corner, and when it's safe to do so, you know, pull off the racing line. Oh, we see Ben making a mistake, and Ben, oh no, Ben is going to absolutely crush that car. Oh boy, he's gave that Lexus full damage, and he's very early in his lap here as well. Oh boy, some of these drivers are really struggling with the outside edge of this track here today, and that is now the second podium driver throughout the race today. We've seen pick up full engine damage, just getting a little bit wide into a corner. So really, really unfortunate for Ben here is now he's got the long drive around the track to pit lane to get his car fixed. So that's going to give Tyrone a P2 position here currently, and that's going to give Ibra a P3 now. So, so unfortunate there for Ben. Oh, just keep going, brother. You got this. Get back in the pits, get that car fixed, get your butt back on track, and just keep on going, man. Really, really unfortunate as we're seeing the drivers struggling on St Croix C. I did say at the beginning of this broadcast, you really do need to maximize the track limits here at St Croix C to really get the best and fastest amount of time out of this racetrack. And you can see that's what the drivers are doing, and that's why we're seeing the drivers not even necessarily making a mistake. I don't even call that a mistake. I mean, he just got on the throttle a little bit early on the track edge, and all it did was just kick him sideways. And at that speed, you know, you do everything you can to try and save the car. And unfortunately for Ben in this particular situation, he wasn't able to keep the car out of the wall, and he paid for it. We've seen Doug, it happened to Doug here earlier on as well, and now Doug's actually going to catch up to Ben here and probably make the pass. Obviously, Ben going significantly slower with that engine damage. Ben does have those four-way flashers on to warn the drivers that something is wrong with his car. Doug just realizing it right there that, wait a minute, something's not right here. He's moving awfully slow, and he gets around him nice and safe there. So great job by Doug. So that does push Ben down to 5th place here now. Now we got Tap, wasn't too far behind Doug either. So Tap is most likely going to gain this position on Ben here as well. Oh, that's so unfortunate for Ben there. As mechanics are definitely working overtime today, ladies and gentlemen, here on track in France. Boy, oh boy, you know, but you got to give these pit mechanics some serious credits, man. They are getting them engines fixed very quick, and you can see Hannah again just getting out of the way there. Again, as I was saying earlier before we seen that incident with Ben there. Oh, I love the sound of the cars coming out of pit lane. So we got Hairraiser just coming out ahead of Doug, and Doug is going to have the overspeed. So Doug does get around Hairraiser. Doug now back up into P3, ladies and gentlemen. So, again, we're only halfway through this race, and boy, oh boy, what a quite interesting set of events so far in this race as far as podium position changes go. These drivers are getting podium positions just based off drivers in front of them making very big mistakes, in the sense that the end result of the little mistakes that are being made on track here today, and gaining free positions here today, as we haven't really seen a whole lot of battling for the drivers today. But man, we have seen some position swapping today. So Trone, now our new race leader. So this is our 4th or 5th race leader here today at St Croix C. So the drivers are busy, the pit crews are busy, the cameramen are busy, and the production staff behind the scenes is absolutely busy today. And we got a really close battle here between Ibra and Trone still as well in that Corvette. So interesting little race we got going on between Ibra and Colby as well. And then we've got Doug now behind these guys back at 3rd place. He's only got a little less than 9 seconds away from these drivers. So it'd be interesting to see if he's going to close that. Hairraiser right behind Doug. Hairraiser's not going to let Doug go easily, so I suspect those two will be close together in the near future. We got Tap now moving up in the 5th. Ben is now back out on track. He has his car fixed and down into 6th place, and only 20 seconds back, ahead of, 6 seconds ahead of Superhero behind him, and about 20 seconds back at Tap. So let's see if Ben can make that time up. It can be done on this racetrack. Again, very long racetrack, so there's definitely lots of time and lots of track to make time up here. And we are seeing it as we've seen Doug make a comeback. We've seen a few drivers start to make a comeback very midway through the race here. We have Type R sitting in 8th place in that Aston, and Hannah doing a great job here, still on track in 9th place. Massive round of applause for Hannah, ladies and gentlemen, still sticking it out here, putting this time in, getting that track experience. And you know what, at the end of the day, 9th place points for Team Ferrari to finish this race still. So, you know Hairraiser will be pleased with that result, getting extra bonus points for Team Ferrari. And, again, 9th place finish, not that bad for a personal position either. So, if she chooses to finish the remainder of the series now, she's got a decent finish there to kind of a good little base to start working on for points. So we'll have to see if she's going to join full-time after the race day. That'd be fantastic if she does. I hope she does. So Trone in the lead. He has a 2.1 second gap on our 2nd place driver Ibra in that Corvette. And both these drivers have had a very good, clean race so far. Stayed there out of trouble, and so far it's paying off for him. Doug here in 3rd place. Oh, Ben's left the room now as well. So has he disconnected? So we're down to 8, and then there were 8. So, you know, again, it goes to say, Hannah, just by toughing it out, staying on track, has now moved up into 8th place. So, good points. Good points. And I feel like our chat isn't refreshing here, so let me refresh the chat. No, everything's looking pretty juicy. Everything's looking good. Chat's looking good. Everybody's looking good. Everything's looking good. Fantastic. I'm so glad we got the stream sorted out. I really didn't want to have to postpone the broadcast. So we have Ibra here in second. We've got Doug. He can see those drivers. So jumping on board with Doug, this is what he's seeing as he's moving up the racetrack here. And he can just off in the distance, you can see those cars going around the corner there. So Doug knows he's close. Obviously, he's probably watching that live timing board as well. You can see the cars going around the corner right there. So if you're close enough to see him from one turn to the next, you're close enough to try and make that gap up. So we're absolutely gonna see Doug start pushing. We got Trone here in first place, still doing a great job up there. He's having a fantastic race, and you know, we've been watching him all series long just continue to get better and better as each race goes on. So Trone is looking very strong here today as well. Ibra, always a very consistent driver here in the series. He's always in that mid-pack battle at bare minimum. So having a great race, sitting in second currently. We have Doug here in third place as well. So pit strategies might change a little bit for some of these drivers. So it's going to be interesting to see how pit strategies play out here moving forward. Now we still have just a little over 40 minutes remaining in the race. And we see Hairraiser here in fourth place in that Ferrari, trying to not lose Doug. And it's only a 2-second gap. So, I mean, really over the last 4 or 5 laps, Hairraiser's only lost a couple tenths of a second on our third place driver, Doug. So, Hairraiser doing a good job to continue keeping that pace. We have Tap now up in 5th place here as well. A few seconds behind Hairraiser, and then there's a little bit of a larger gap between our 5th place driver and 6th place driver, Superheroes. We see about 25 seconds there. And it looked like Tap made a little bit of a mistake there. I don't think that's really going to affect him any. Nah, he's good. So, Superhero now, like I said, a little bit further back. He's about 26, 27 seconds behind now. And then we've got Type R in 7th place. He's a little bit back, too. So, some of these drivers kind of off doing their own thing. Hannah, again, just putting in her paces. And keep her going, girl. Really good job so far from Hannah. Just keeping cool, keeping calm, and just putting in her time, man. Love to see it. Love to see the commitment. So, really great job here by all of our... to all our drivers here so far. Well, on a good note, we had quite a few drivers respond to the quick message. Unfortunately, they just didn't respond early enough, but there might be some drivers with some full-time interest for the GTRC here. And ladies and gentlemen, if you do enjoy the series, I know many of you have been watching throughout the season. If you enjoy the series, please feel free to contact myself at GT45 Gaming's Facebook page. You can contact me through WhatsApp or Messenger through the Facebook page there. If you're in our Discord on GT45 Gaming, you can also contact me through there, or you can contact, just leave a comment in the GTRC YouTube or the GT45 Gaming YouTube chat while we're live here today. Let us know you're interested. Drop a PSN tag for us, please, so we know who you are, and we can send you a private message on PlayStation. And then we can get you into Discord. We can get you set up with these guys. You can have a chat with them, see if it's something you're interested in doing for the remainder of the season. And these guys will get you on board, man. So we are looking for drivers here at the GTRC. We're looking for, 3, 4, 5 more drivers would be spectacular. And we'd love to see full fields by the end of the season. So if you are interested in participating in these racing events, they're done on Saturdays at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every week. Minus next week because it's mid-season break. Please let us know, and we'll get you dialed in with these guys. We'll get you on track, and we'll get you on screen. We'll get you your moment in the spotlight, ladies and gentlemen. So, Tro and Kobe here in first place. We got Ibra. Not lots changed, but you can see Doug is slowly starting to close that gap. He's only 4 seconds behind now, and Harris is just a little under 2 seconds behind this. So we're potentially going to have a 4-way battle for all the podium spots here as this race progresses further. And then Tap is starting to try and make some ground up on Hair Razor here, as he's only 9 seconds back. So long racetrack, a lot can happen. We've seen a lot happen already here today. And, man, this race could change very quickly. So we see Type R here in 7th. We got Hannah coming in. She's going to take on some fuel, fix that damage, I would assume, and continue along her merry way here. Alright, so let's what do we want to do here, chat? We don't, you know what we can do, chat? Let's bring the standings up. So after round 6 of Catalunya, I did forget to put the standings up for you guys last week. I did promise you guys that I would have it for you this week, so here it is. Just gonna make a little bit of an adjustment here so you guys can see it on screen. Alright, so we're going to go through the field and according to their order here. So Boo currently sitting first overall in the standings with 125 points overall. Not in the race today due to a medical procedure that of course has been a scheduled procedure. So everything should be okay. And of course our thoughts are always with him as he's going through this today, and hope his recovery is speedy and quick and he gets back on track fairly quickly. But then we have Doug sitting in 2nd place overall in the standings, currently sitting in 3rd place in the race here today. And he's sitting there with 75 points, and a fairly large point gap on Boo Fushidara up ahead of him in the standings. But with Boo not being in the race today, Doug is definitely going to gain some of those points on him today. So Boo's sitting currently very good in the race, and we can see he's actually starting to put some pressure here on Ibra as well. So let's just shrink this down here for a second so you guys can watch this battle, as we just seen Doug get around Ibra there. So let's take a look at that again. He got into that slipstream, decides to go inside coming into the corner here, had plenty of overspeed coming in, and actually gets inside of Ibra before the corner even happens. So really quick, easy move by Doug, now moving up into P2 here today. So Doug now in P2 and only just about 6 seconds behind Trone at this point in the race. So Doug has been pushing very hard. So we're just going to we're gonna beef these standings back up so everybody can see him here again. All right, so 3rd place again, ladies and gentlemen, is Hair Razor, who's now sitting in 3rd place and just made a pass on Ibra here as well. So let's get to that really quickly. Again, same thing, just getting in that slipstream, taking the inside part of the corner away from Ibra, and just flying around on the inside there. So great move by Hair Razor now to take P3. Hair Razor really isn't wanting to let Doug get away from him here. So with that being said, now Doug now back into the race lead as we see Trone and Ibra have pit. So Doug in 1, Hair Razor in 2, Tap now back up into P3. Ibra coming into the pits. Let's get a beautiful shot of that livery here on this Corvette today. Really great job of changing those tires by the pit crew, and looking really fantastic. And man, Trone is already off to the races here. He went in the pit lane super quick in and out. So he's off in 4th place. Ibra's going to come out in 5th. So Tap sitting currently in 4th, who we've just seen is sitting in 3rd place now in the grid as well. So all these drivers looking to get some good points here in the standings. We've got Supra, who received a penalty in round 6, and his penalty was actually not being able to race today, so getting no points for today's round. Really unfortunate there. I don't know what the situation fully is there, so I'm not even going to speculate there, guys and gals, but is what it is. That is a part of the rules and regulations. We see Superhero now making a nice pass on Team Corvette member Ibra there as well. So Ibra starting to fall off the pace a little bit. And it's just the same deal. He just got into that slipstream and using the overspeed of the slipstream to get inside going into the corner and just getting around the corner in front and holding position. So really great job by Superhero there now to get back up into 5th place as well. So sorry, moving forward to the standings, we do have Ibra sitting in 6th place overall in the standings and currently sitting 6th in the race, as we just saw a couple of 3 passes there while we've been going through this here. And then we have Trone sitting in 7th overall and currently sitting 4th in the race, so looking to gain some points on some of the drivers he's chasing there. 750 not in the race today, sitting currently in 8th. We have Ben, who we've seen in Alexis there have potentially a technical issue dropping out of the race here, so that's unfortunate for him. Type R just behind Ben there, still on track himself. Type R currently is sitting in 7th place here in that Aston Martin. He's lagging a little bit too, it looks like. So still on track, looking to gain some points here as well. And then Superhero's currently sitting 11th, as we see now sitting in 5th place here in the field today as well. And then we've got Viper, who's not on track. We've got Bump and Run, who's not on track. Michael, who's not on track. The Claw, not on track. Space Dragon, not on track. RDZ, not on track. Glitchy, not on track. We had Icer Benjel step in. And as we see, still on track, PLE Hannah step in today as last second add-ins into the race. Hannah doing a great job here in 8th place, putting in her time, putting on her marks. And looking to have an 8th place finish here today, so good points for Team Ferrari. And with that being said, let's go through the manufacturer points here really quick, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to put you back on P1. We're going to shove this right in the middle of the screen so you can, no kidding. So manufacturer points, Team Toyota in the lead with 172 points, BMW just behind with 146, Ferrari with 117, Lamborghini with 99, Chevy with 84, Renault with 59, Lexus with 51, Jaguar with 0, Aston Martin with 0. They are just a new addition into the series here today as far as manufacturer goes, so they will start gaining points for today's race. And that's where our standings sit in comparison to how our field is currently sitting as we went through that. I apologize for how long that took, but these guys were making moves while we were trying to go through all that, so you know, we had to step away for a couple of minutes to make sure we don't miss any of that action. And we see Hairraiser is almost in slipstream range of Doug here in P2 behind him here, so let's jump on board with Hairraiser. So Hairraiser on board with Hairraiser here as he's trying to get catch up to that BMW in front of him that Doug is behind the wheel of. And Doug's been a really solid, consistent driver here so far early on this season. And coming all the way from full engine damage in this race to right now being in P1. There's still a half hour left in this race, so ladies and gentlemen. So there is still actually quite a bit of race left. And these positions are going to change one more time for sure here yet. Before this race is over, his drivers are going to have to pitch yet. So with that being said, everything could change yet here today. Ooh, and Superhero has massive damage now. Oh no, what happened to Superhero? Oh, we missed it. So Superhero moving really slowly on the racetrack now as well. We've got Type R here. Just keep going, mate. Keep going, Superhero. Don't give up, man. I mean, in the worst case scenario, you're gonna finish with 7th or 8th place points, man. Just keep her trucking, brother. Keep her trucking. He's just stopped on track at the moment. I'm not sure what that's about. He's invisible at the moment, so we'll just go to our race leader here, as we do have a battle still developing for P1 here, but Doug's gonna have to pit. And we've lost another driver here today due to what seems to be an equipment failure. So down to 7, ladies and gentlemen. So here we are, we're with our race leader Doug, and Hairraiser is all up in Doug's business. Hair Razor most likely unaware that Doug is extremely low on fuel here, so it'd be interesting to see if Hair Razor's just going to sit behind him here, or if he's going to try and get a move done. Ideally, the Hair Razor probably just kind of wants to sit behind him here, get around to the end of the racetrack, and Doug's going to dive into the pit lane, so no need to battle, no need to risk your car here in this situation. And you can tell Hair Razor's just, you know, treating this as if, you know, Doug has lots of fuel and lots of tire left, because Hair Razor obviously wouldn't know. So Doug is going to peel into the pits here, and Hair Razor is going to take over the race lead. So we do have Doug pulling in the pit lane here to take a stop. This is just a stop for fuel and tires. As we see Tap now coming into pit lane here as well. So Hair Razor now on his way down the road. Trone has retained second place. Where is Doug going to come out? Doug comes out just behind P2's Trone Kobe here. So I guess the biggest question at this point is does Hair Razor does look like he's going to have to pit yet before this race is over. So Hair Razor is probably going to have to make one more stop. Trone, however, has went for an undercut situation, and quite potentially could benefit from that here sitting in P2. But Doug is not far behind him in P3. It's only 2.7 seconds, and we can see Tap now in P4 just behind Doug there as well. Just a few seconds behind as well, coming out of the pits with fresh tires and fuel. So it'd be a little bit interesting to see what develops here in the front end of the pack, as a couple of these drivers may have to pit one more time. Ibra should be good. Type R will be pitting this time around, I assume. We have Hannah here in 7th place. So again, really good points for Hannah. Sticking it out, staying on track, not giving up, not having the best race maybe for Hannah, I'm sure. But you know what? She's on track, and now she's looking at 7th place points. So yeah, that's all it takes sometimes, just to continue going on, because you never know what's going to happen in a race, ladies and gentlemen. So we do have Type R coming into the pits, and we do want to get Type R that beautiful livery pit shot. Obviously, we haven't shown this beautiful Gas Monkey livery to you guys in a better shot yet here. So as we can see the car pulling into pit lane, really great job there by these guys. Look at them crew members go. Tires are on. Fuel man is doing his job, and just waiting for that sign to let this driver know to peel on out of pit lane here. So really good looking livery here by Type R. Shouting out Gas Monkey Garage, obviously famous garage shop out of the United Kingdom, and they do a really great job with their cars as well. Personally a fan myself, so alright, so our current race leader is Hair Razor. Now, can Hair Razor stretch this out without having to stop again? I don't know. Does he have enough time to stop, take a splash of fuel and some fresh tires before second place Trone catches up to him? Hard to say. He does have about a 33-second gap. I think pit delta here is about, I can't remember, 22 seconds with a tire change? Maybe a little bit longer. But Doug is closing on Trone, very slowly but surely. He's taking away 1/10 of a second at a time here. And Tap is just losing a little bit of time on the other BMW ahead of him with Doug. Hannah here in 7th. I missed Ibra and Type R. My apologies, you guys. Here's some love for you guys, too. Those beautiful cars. You guys doing a fantastic job here. Ibra looking very strong, pardon me, in 5th place. Keep hitting the wrong button. And Type R coming out in 6th. And a little bit behind the rest of the pack here, these guys. But looking to have great point finish here today for these drivers just by sticking it out. So really great job here by the remaining drivers on track. As you can see, it's all on screen there. That's what we started with 11 and we're down to 7. So we see Hairraiser here. He's now on a purple sector. Doug does have fastest lap on track currently with a 3:45.793. But Hairraiser is on a purple sector, so let's stick with Hairraiser here and see if he can improve on that purple sector. We might have to come back to that. I think I see something brewing between P2 and P3 here. Doug is most certainly closing up the gap on Trone ahead of him there. Doug's on a purple sector as well. Let's us jump on board with our boy Doug here for a minute as he's chasing down Trone here in that Toyota 86 up ahead of him. So right now we got a battle versus Toyota and BMW for P2 and P3. It's not quite a full-fledged battle yet, but Doug has been ticking that time away corner by corner, lap by lap, and we're almost within a second. Trone gets a really good exit there though. So Colby, I guess, pardon me, but Doug did too, starting to pull some time back on that Toyota. So I'm thinking that the BMW has a little more straight line speed than that Toyota 86 has, but Colby doing a really great job at keeping P2 locked down for the time being, and really he's just trying to maintain a gap. He'd obviously like to see a bigger gap, but you can see him working hard up in front of Doug here, making sure he's just trying to keep that gap, trying to keep Doug out of the slipstream. The moment you let that driver behind you in the slipstream, that's when you know you're in trouble and you're going to have to start potentially defending, or you got to make a race decision, and do I let him go by me and try to pull into his slipstream and let him pull me around the racetrack. So right now Colby's just trying to keep Doug out of the slipstream, but Doug is very slowly creeping in and now within that slipstream range, just at the end of the straightaway here. And you can see Doug got on the throttle quite a bit earlier than than Colby did there. So again, chewing down that time. He's within slipstream range here. It is about 3/4 of a second here in these Group 4 cars on these long straightaways. And he is, as we can see up there, he's just outside that slipstream right now. Just. So Colby is doing just enough to keep Doug off of him, far enough away going into the corners to not allow Doug to try and put any pressure on him here. So Colby's doing a really great job up in P2 here, just to keep Doug far enough back to allow Doug to gain quickly in the slipstream at the end of the straightaway here. So we'll stick with this battle a little bit longer, as it's really the only battle we kind of have going on track anyways. Really great shot by the camera crew there. I'm glad I came out of cockpit mode right there. So you can see Doug is firmly in slipstream range here at the moment. So sorry, I'm racing in a league here in a couple hours myself here, and I'm the steward and head of the division that I'm racing in, so I got to make sure I'm responding to these messages that I'm getting pinged in. So I do apologize, ladies and gentlemen, if you lose me for a second. So, whoa! There we go, ladies and gentlemen. That was fantastic. We do have that marked. We'll check that out here in a second. Hairraiser went into the pits to get as I suspected, had to make a stop there. And Doug now going around Trone as well, so that was a really, really big change there for P1. Doug moving up into P1, Trone staying in P2, and Hairraiser coming out of the pits in P3. So did not quite. Hello, how you doing, Benji? Thank you for tuning in, my friend. So really great job there by Doug and Hairraiser and Trone. So we have a three-way battle for the lead here with 19 minutes remaining. So I mean, that's kind of cool. So we're gonna stick with this. We're gonna go back and take a look at everything that just went down there. So let's get on to let's go into Hairraiser's point of view. He was about 34 seconds ahead of these two guys coming into pit lane here. So he comes out of pit lane, and boom, there goes 1 and 2. So Hair Razor has to pick up speed because he's still accelerating on the pit lane, where Doug and Trone go by P1 and P2 side by side. Just about clip Hair Razor on the way through. And then we have a three-way battle here for first place suddenly. So that was a really interesting development. And clearly the strategies are working for all three of these drivers, as they're all in the mix for the battle for P1 here. And we see Tap just behind them in the distance. He's not out of this yet either. So potentially we got a four-way battle for podium positions here coming near the end of this race. And a great pass by Hair Razor there as well, ladies and gentlemen. So a really great job by our leaders. So going back to the field, we now have Doug back in P1. Hair Razor short distance behind in P2, and with Colby not that far behind those two in P3. We have Tap here in P4. He's looking to make up that time as quickly as possible now. Ibra's in P5, Type R in P6, and Hannah in P7. Struggling a little bit now, Ferrari, but again, still on track, ladies and gentlemen. P7 points, man, P7 points. So the battle is absolutely 100% between our top three, potentially four drivers here. So we're going to be sticking probably with this group for the remainder of the race for the most part. We'll definitely go check, see what's going on through the back of the field a couple more times throughout the race here, but we are going to stick with this little battle we have here in the podium positions. As you can see, Hair Razor has not let Doug get away. Colby's now just trying to get caught back up to those two drivers, and Tap in the distance trying to get into the fight for position. He is gaining a small amount of time as well, so Doug only has 5/10 on Hair Razor. Hair Razor is firmly in the slipstream here, and then Colby's 2.1 seconds behind these drivers. So Colby's going to have to work hard to make that time to get into that slipstream there. And then Tap is just about 7 seconds behind Colby here, so these two drivers with a little bit more work to do than, per se, the drivers in 1 and 2. However, if P1 and P2 do start to battle here early enough into the remainder of this race, that will give third and fourth place an opportunity to catch up and make up some time. So ideal situation for our third place driver, Trone Colby, is for Hair Razor and Doug to start battling. And if Hair Razor and Doug start battling, then that's going to give Colby a chance to get back into the fight for P1 and P2. And if those drivers battle enough, that may give Tap a chance to catch up as well. With 16 minutes remaining, we're still looking at 5 more laps on track here. So, yeah, going to be an interesting race. Four more laps, pardon me. Alright, I do apologize, guys. Alright, so again with Doug here in the lead, let's jump on board with Doug. Let's take a look at what Doug's seeing behind him here. Oh, struggling with my button today. So this is what it looks like from Doug's rearview mirror, essentially, as Hair Razor's trying to get close enough to try and get a move done here. However, Hair Razor could just be playing a little bit of strategy here, just staying far enough behind him to maybe wait for that last lap move for P1. So really, Hair Razor's job at the moment is just to stay close enough to Doug to actually hopefully have a shot at doing exactly that. And then behind Hair Razor, of course, we have Colby. And Colby hoping that these two drivers start battling a little bit, as the gap really hasn't changed too much. He's lost about 1/10 of a second to the first and second place driver here, but keeping pace there. And then we have Tap here, who's he is starting to lose time on those top three guys. So looking like it's just going to be between 1, 2, and potentially 3. But again, lots of race left, 14 minutes, anything can happen. So we can see Hairraiser is very firmly in the slipstream of Doug here. Well, I mean, he's going to be on the back end of Doug here. Right now, as you can see him go inside, is he going to get the move done for P1? Hairraiser is looking for the move here. Coming into this hard, weird braking corner. Ooh, I don't think they made any contact there. That was a really good job by Doug and Hairraiser to get around that corner without making contact there. You can see Doug's trying to respond back with a cutback, but Hairraiser closing that angle off. So now Hairraiser's in the lead, Doug's in second place, and there's that battling we were talking about. These two drivers starting to battle a little bit. Is that going to give Troen the opportunity to catch up? So Hairraiser now trying to do everything he can to pull away from Tap here, but Tap will going back inside of Hairraiser now, making that move stick. So Doug regaining P1 from Hairraiser, and battle on, ladies and gentlemen. So Hairraiser now getting back up into Doug's business, and potentially going to see a move going into corner one here. We're going to see the move before corner one, but it looks of it is a drag race between the Ferrari and the BMW coming up to start-finish line straight here. And that is going to give Hairraiser the inside line for this corner, but it's actually going to give Doug the inside line moving into corner two. So Doug should have advantage here, as he's going to squeeze Hair as wide as he can. Is Hairraiser going to come back for a cutback move? He's going to come into the slip. And is he going to look inside coming into corner three here? So here we go. He thought better of it. He took a look and he thought better of it. He figured maybe this isn't the best opportunity. Or he's really just biding his time. As we see Doug making a mistake there. So Hairraiser is really going to get a move on it here. But he actually gave him a bump there. Interesting strategy. So trying to get away from third place driver Troen Colby, as you can see, has made up a little over a second now since these two have started battling. So Troen is very, very, very close behind, almost in this battle here. So let's take a look at this battle from Troen's point of view here, as Troen is really trying to catch up to P1 and P2. Again, that gap is starting to open up a little bit more, as you can see Hairraiser is starting to push Doug around the track as opposed to battling with him here. But Troen is right there, man. He is right there. The biggest question, I guess, for Doug and Troen at this point, well, Doug looks like he's probably alright, but Troen might not have the fuel to force the issue here on this move for P2 or P1. With only 10 minutes remaining, he's got a quarter tank of fuel, so he may be having to do a little bit of fuel saving here. Can we vote Hannah driver of the day? Well, you can vote whoever you want, my guy. I guess we'll have to make sure to mention that in Discord to the admin staff to make sure her name gets up on that board. But yeah, massive shout out to Hannah, literally coming in with like 8 minutes before the race starting. No practice, not really knowing what's going on, jumping into a car and racing here, and still sticking it out all race long. So yeah, massive shout out to Hannah there. And we got Troen, you know, he's he's just right there. He just can't quite reel these guys in. So he is going to get a little bit of slipstream from PLE's Hannah here, as he's trying to catch up to Doug and Hairraiser. Hopefully that'll maybe help him gain a little bit of time on the drivers here. Help him save a little bit of fuel perhaps as well, as it looks like he may not have enough fuel for the remainder of the race. So it'd be interesting to see how that works out for Colby. We got Doug and Hairraiser definitely got the fuel to battle this out. Doug's tires a little more worn than Hairraiser's tires, as we've seen Hairraiser making a late pit stop there. So going to be very interesting to see how this develops over the last 9 minutes remaining here in this 90-minute race today for midway through the season, essentially, I guess, ladies and gentlemen, as mid-season break is next week, so there won't be a GTRC broadcast next week. We got Tap here in 4th place, Ibra's in 5th, we got Type R in 6th, and we've got Hannah here in 7th place. keep going, girl. You got this. Keep doing your thing. Oh, for sure, Harraiser has fuel and tire advantage at the moment. Sitting in the best position here as far as a P2 driver goes. Sitting right on the back end of the P1. And potentially just maybe waiting to pick his moment to make the right time to make a pass here now, I think, is what it's starting to look like to me. Let Doug punch the hole in the air, let Doug's car do all the work, and then, yeah, take advantage when you see fit. So, that's exactly what Harraiser's doing here at the moment. He's not in any hurry to put any more pressure on Doug for the time being, that is. And try to get back away from third place driver Tyrone Colby because, oh, it looks like Tyrone did have to come into the pits. So Tyrone did come into the pits. He took a little bit of fuel and some tires. He's just in behind Ibra here. So now we potentially have a battle here for P4. Really unfortunate for Tyrone there that he couldn't stretch that out because he probably had P3 locked down if he could have just made that fuel last. But still looking at a potential P4 here. Ooh, and he's going to opt to try and go outside. He is on the fresher tires, so... And he actually gets that move done. That was a really, really great move by Colby there around Ibra to go on the outside to make that pass stick. So let's go see that again. Oh, not far enough back. Let me redo that, chat. So Colby up in the slipstream. Ibra opting to defend here. So Colby just taking the racing line, essentially. And just swooping around wide on Ibra, and pass done. Moving on, back up the racetrack here. So really great job by Colby there to get around Ibra on the outside, and great move by Colby there. So back up to our race lead, as I'm sure we have all kinds of fun stuff happening there. As we just seen, Doug and Harraiser were side by side there, so we marked that. We'll go take a look at that in a second. That was a great move. Alright, let's go take a quick look at that. Oh, so Harraiser actually had the move done on Doug, but Doug responded back on the inside. Harraiser went for the cutback. Doug caught a little bit of the wall, went a little bit sideways there, but managed to just stay ahead of Harraiser. So that was a... Yeah, oh, and now we have Harraiser back in the lead. Let's see if we can see that move. Oh, perfect. We got it. Excellent. I love it when we just catch them. So, inside on the straightaway, catches the slipstream. Again, with overspeed, goes around on the inside. Actually, enough overspeed to get in front of Doug before the corner, get onto the racing line, and just cruises right on through, back up into P1. So, Harraiser now leading the race in P1. Trying to get back away from Doug here. Harraiser does have the tire advantage, and he does have fuel advantage. So, however, though, having a lighter car on more worn tires essentially does balance that advantage back out. So, Doug does have more tire wear than Harraiser, but he also has a lighter fuel tank. So, almost in the same advantage range as far as pace goes at the moment. But of course, Harraiser is burning fuel off every time he's hitting that gas pedal. And his tires just look really, really good. So, as long as he doesn't make a mistake at this point, knocking on wood, sorry mate, hopefully no commentator's curse there, he should be able to lock this race win down from Doug at this point now, based off of what we can see. That doesn't mean it's going to happen. Doug is a great driver. So we'll keep our eye on that. We're going to go through the field here. We have Tap going around Hannah there. Tough corner to make a move on. Not the ideal spot to pass on, but at the same time, a pretty good corner to make a pass on. You just got to be really sure of yourself. Make sure you're really confident in the person you're trying to pass into the corner as well, because you both do have to get through there safely. Ibra here in 5th place, Type R in 6th, and PLE Hannah in 7th place there. She is going to absolutely finish this race out, so we love to see that. Ibra's pitting, looking like he needs a little bit more fuel as well. So, Hair Raiser now trying to keep Doug in the review mirror with 3.5 minutes left. So this might be the last lap. First and second place drivers may just get another lap in. It's going to be really close. So we only have 3 minutes remaining, ladies and gentlemen, and then we will jump into the chat for podium interviews. We'll have to try and get them done as quickly as possible because I do need to get ready for my own race here not too long after this event is over today. So we will have the interviews for you relatively quickly after the stream here today. Sorry, after the race, and then we shut this broadcast down and get ready for the next broadcast about an hour and a half from now. So thank everybody for tuning in who has tuned in so far. Don't forget to like and share this out for the guys, please. Especially those of you that are on the GTRC YouTube. Make sure you guys are definitely sharing this out. Let's get this out there. Let's get more people coming in to watch these races. And if you're viewing in from the GT45 Gaming YouTube, same deal. Please like, share this out. Just get this out there through your social medias and get more people wanting to race and of course watch the races. That's what it's all about. That's why we do it. And much love, much love. We appreciate it. And stay winning, everybody. Always love the support from the drivers, and of course support from the communities and the fans watching the streams. So Hair Raiser in first, slightly kind of almost losing the back end around that corner there as he came in just a little bit hot, but you know, you do have a driver in your review mirror in second place, so just wanting to keep the foot down to keep that loud pedal on and just try to keep that distance ahead of Doug here, as it's only 1.3 seconds. Whoa, Doug catching a little bit of grass there. Did a good job keeping that under control. He's going to have dirty tires coming around the corner here, though, so he's going to have to nurse it a bit. Oh, they gave him a 0.5 second penalty for that there, too, unfortunately. So that's going to probably kill Doug's charge for the win here, because if they don't get another lap, he has to bleed that before he crosses the start-finish line here. So really unfortunate for Doug, as he just did not need that at that exact moment. No, these guys are going to get another lap. So where is our third place driver, which is Tap right now? He is looking like he's going to get another lap as well. So final lap for our top three drivers. Moving over to fourth, Trone will also get another lap. Woo! Hannah was cooking there, boy. Hannah's going to just get across in time for another lap. And this will be final lap for Ibra by the looks of it here, as I don't think he's going to get across in time. So he's just coming around the final corners here now. He's in the final sector. So yeah, this will be a final lap for our 5th, 6th place drivers. He could. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. We just don't want to miss Ibra coming across the start-finish line here. Give him that beautiful race finish love here. So Ibra today, ladies and gentlemen, finishing with a very strong 5th place for that Corvette. So great job to Ibra. And then Type R will be our next driver to finish the race officially. So, let's get back to what's going on up here. We're not missing anything. No, we're not missing anything. So let's get back to Type R here, as he's going to come across in 6th place here today in that Aston Martin. So really good points for Type R today, making the switch from Renault to Aston Martin today and having a good result here today. Again, 6th place points, man. Nothing to be ashamed of there. So we're just coming around the final sector here. This is a really, really fun flowing racetrack. Once you get the hang of it, it's a lot of fun to race on. It's just really long. It's a long racetrack. There we go. Final corner is upcoming. And yeah, you can really get on the throttle pretty early there, as you see Type R was on the throttle even before the apex there. It's just the way the corner is designed. So Type R coming across with a 6th place finish here today, so congratulations to Type R. We got Hair Razor coming across in P1, looking like he is going to take the race win here this week at GTRC on St Croix. Pretty sizable gap here on Doug in 2nd place now at this moment. Of course, tire advantage and fuel advantage. As we see Doug just coming across in the background there. So congratulations to our round 7 winner, which is Hair Razor in that Ferrari. Great drive, mate. Really great job by Hair Razor there today. P2 going to Doug. Major shout out to Doug, coming all the way back from engine damage early on in the race and managing to solidify P2. So Tap getting a little bit wide there. Tap's on fumes here. So just gonna make the finish line here. And I think he just ran out. So Tap literally running out of fuel right before the start-finish line there, securing that final podium position here today. And Tyrone and Kobe coming across very close behind in 4th place. So great job to Tyrone. And our final race finisher of the day, ladies and gentlemen, PLE Hannah. And large round of applause to all the remaining drivers on track here. Still, we started with 11 today. We finished with 7. Doesn't surprise me on St Croix C. It's a ruthless racetrack, and it would really make you pay when you make mistakes. So, great job by Hannah, and 7th place finish. So, congratulations to PLE's Hannah, ladies and gentlemen. Great points for Team Ferrari today. And congratulations, Hannah. Great job. So, yeah, lots happening in this race, ladies and gentlemen. So congratulations to our race victor, who is Hair Razor, ladies and gentlemen. So somebody different winning the race here today, because Boo's not in the field, so he wasn't here to repeat the 7th in a row, or at least attempt to anyways. And Hair Razor, Doug, and Tap taking advantage of the fact that these guys made some mistakes or aren't in the race today. So we're going to go do some podium interviews here. We're just going to give these guys, you know, a minute to, women can race too, so watch out. Amen, I love that, Hannah. That is absolutely fantastic. I love that closing statement there. And you're 100% right, man. I do know some absolutely blazing fast women race car drivers in GT Sport, and she's not wrong. Give her a chance to practice for a race, and I bet you it's a whole different story, ladies and gentlemen. So massive shout out to Icer Benjo and PLE's Hannah for coming in literally last second and stepping in for the race. Unfortunately, we lost Benjo due to disconnect. I believe we lost another driver due to disconnect, and 2 drivers potentially having equipment failures or just retiring from the race. So just let these guys decompress for a second, and then we're going to jump over in the chat, and we're going to do some interviewing. Absolutely, Jeremy. Great job by the top 3. Fantastic fuel strap by Tap, and top work by Hannah. Absolutely agree, brother. Absolutely agree. And we don't have a podium screen here, so just give me uno momento. wrong screen.
He won fucking 6 races on the trot. Jeez.
Yeah, some good points for you guys gaining up on Boo, that's for sure. So.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, so we are here with the boys in chat, and we are going to run to our third place finisher, beat our Tap. So really great strategy today, Tap, to start with. You were on a little bit of a different strategy than the guys up ahead of you, but end up coming home with a P3 finish. Due to Colby just having to take a little bit of fuel. He miscalculated his pit stop, and you stayed close enough to be able to take advantage. So let's go ahead and talk about your race for the viewers here.
Well, during the first lap was good, and then I think it was on the second lap was when I had an incident with Ben, and we just got a little too close on the swirly bits in the second half of the course, and I just went too wide on the leaving it and smacked the wall, hit the other one on the other side, but. Like, I'm going in, I pitted the second lap, and then I just pretty much gun-hoed it and fuel saved as best I could and trying to climb my way back up. I'm pretty happy with how I finished.
No, and absolutely.
Thanks for everything, for everyone's participation, and good work on the commentary again.
Yeah, thank you. I wasn't quite prepared for a 90-minute race today. I should have looked at the schedule ahead of time.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy.
But good race. I mean, St Croix C is a tough racetrack. In order to really maximize the potential of St Croix C, you really do need to flirt with track limits all the time on that racetrack. And sometimes you pay the price for it, unfortunately. So, awesome. Anything else you have to add to that?
No, that's great. And with the newcomers, thanks for showing up and pushing through all the way till the end.
Absolutely. Appreciate all the last second guys coming into, coming in and under tough conditions and still sticking it out and then just putting in their race. So fantastic stuff. We like to see that.
Congratulations to Doug and Razor as well.
Awesome. So some great words by Tap there. So moving up to our second place finisher, Doug. So Doug having a pretty darn good race yourself. Unfortunate incident with PLE Hannah. Midway through the race there, she coming out of the pits, and he just went to go around her on the outside in the corner one there, and just caught a little bit of her car, and just caught the wall, and it actually gave you full damage. So you had to go around the whole track with engine damage, and still come back to a P2 finish. So potential driver of the day right there, ladies and gentlemen, as well. With that being said, and just tell us a little bit about your race, Doug, and congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, no, good race. I mean, Hannah came out of the pits, was sort of like middle of the track, didn't know where to go. I thought I'll go for the outside, and we just clipped and full damage. That killed my race. I was lucky not to lose more than second place in that one lap. I pulled into the pits in second place. Managed to get it back into first briefly towards the end, but my tyres were shot. And in the last 3 laps, it was like it was doing no sort of turning whatsoever, so I had no chance. So no, I'm unhappy, but happy with the result. Could have been much worse.
Well, absolutely, and of course with Boo not being in the race today, you sitting second overall in the standings at the moment. Really good chance for you to gain some very, very valuable points there.
Yeah, the win would have been good for some really good points. I think that's put Razor back ahead of me in the standings. I'm not sure because I got the extra point for fastest lap as well, so that might keep me there just ahead. So yeah, no, happy with that. Short shifting the whole way through to try and save the fuel because BMW is really thirsty.
Yeah, absolutely.
So happy with the result. Yeah.
No, it was a fantastic race.
To Razor and Steve for the other podium finishes. You know, brilliant race. And thanks to you for your commentary.
Always. I'm glad we were able to get the stream sorted out. I didn't think it was going to happen there for a few minutes at the beginning of the broadcast. So unfortunately, we did miss qualifying on stream, ladies and gentlemen. I do apologize for that, but. We had to shut the stream down to sort out the technical issues, so we were able to get that fixed, thankfully, and get the broadcast on almost on time.
Yeah, so good.
All right, and so congratulations, Doug, and yeah, I look forward to seeing what happens here. Was moving past mid-season break and moving into the final rounds of the season, chase for the title, so to speak. Right. So,
yeah, thank you.
And congratulations, Hair Razor. You have looked very racy all season long. You've been finishing pretty strong all season long, and today was your chance to shine. You were on a slightly different pit strategy than the rest of the drivers, and it paid off for you because at the end of the race you just had much more tire and much more fuel to work with than Doug, who was currently leading the race at that time, and a little bit of patience, and paid off for you. You got around with a couple laps left and took home the win. So congratulations, great race, and talk us through it a little bit.
Thank you very much. Actually, the pit strategy was changed due to the, I think, first or second corner. I got hit from behind and I got some damage on the car. So I had to change my pit strategy round a bit. So I did a short pit first of all. I did a couple of laps to see how I'd get on with damage and how far the next driver was behind me. And then I just carried on with my strategy, and it seemed to go first and then back to fourth, back to third, second, and then first again. I was like, oh, but it was pretty harsh to keep consistent and keep round without getting a penalty or going off the track, and I didn't do any of that in this race, and I did really well, I think, and so did every other driver. So yeah, it was really outstanding. It was great.
It
And
really
the
was
other
a great
drivers that
race.
joined in.
Absolutely.
Mm.
And I gotta tell you, man, you give Hannah an opportunity to get some proper practice in. I think you boys are gonna be looking out for her too. I gotta tell you.
Yes, it was nice to have some newcomers in the race, and I'm sure that they enjoyed it.
Well, I mean, we'll
Yeah,
keep
she's welcome back anytime.
we'll keep the message out in my Discord, of course, through my gaming page here, and we'll see if we can find you guys some more drivers to throw in the mix.
Can I give a shout out to Bo, because he's had his knee operation, and wish him speedy recovery and hope he's back soon.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
of course, of
Yeah.
course. Most importantly, we definitely hope for Bo to
Sure,
come
sure.
back with stronger than ever. You know.
No,
Yes.
no.
No,
The same will be fine.
Yeah, the same will be fine. We'll cope with losing, but yeah, we do wish him good, recovery.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right, well, fantastic stuff, gentlemen, and congratulations to all. Pardon me, all the drivers on track, and that was a great race. And look forward to seeing you guys in a couple of weeks.
Thank you very much, guys. Thanks for
Sounds good,
commentating,
guys.
mate.
Awesome.
Good, bud.
Cheers, Tim.
Cheers,
Nice one.
cheers.
Thank you.
We're just gonna go say bye to the awesome community watching, and that'll be it for the broadcast for now.
We're clear, yeah?
Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So there we have it. All our gentlemen from the GTRC. So unofficial race results is Hairraiser in 1, Doug in 2, BR Tap in 3, Tron Kobe in 4, Ibra in 5th, Type R in 6th, and Hannah in 7th. I believe it'll down, and then it'll go down to Superhero, Ben, Benjo, and Lone Ghost. I believe will be the last 4 finishers based off of when they retired from the race. So that'll obviously be officiated by our officials here at GTRC, and of course the final standings will be out later this week, and all that'll be sorted out. So thank you everyone for tuning in today. Thank you so much for hanging out for such a unexpected long race today. I wasn't quite prepared for 90 minutes, but hey, we made her through. The guys put on a great race. As always, these guys put on a fantastic race. They gave us a great show right at the end for P1, P2 battle, which is what we love to see at the end of a race. And much love, everybody. So no matter where it is in the world you are, stay safe. Be thinking about those who are in need right now. And our prayers go out to those who are suffering from things that shouldn't be happening to them right now. I can't really say too much because I don't want to get into the political aspect of it, ladies and gentlemen. But we all know, I'm sure we all can figure out what I'm talking about. Our hearts go out to those people. And we're thinking of them, and we're sending our love and our prayers, and hope everything gets resolved quickly. And stay winning, everybody. Most importantly, stay winning. So this was round 7 at St Croix C for the GTRC Group 4 series. Again, this is an individual racing series as well as a manufacturer series. Really, really good points for BMW today. Really good points for Team Ferrari today. And Tyrone Colby doing a great job at stacking up some points for Toyota, missing one of the Toyota drivers. Hopefully helping keep that lead, and of course Team Corvette finishing very solid as well today. So 3 manufacturers really benefiting from the race today, gaining some massive points. So it'll be interesting to see how that all shakes up moving into round 8, which is in 2 weeks, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you very, very soon.